So let's just go over real quick. All right, guys, it is a BCM 11.5 inch upper receiver. So it has a 11.5 inch barrel, and this barrel is the cold hammer forged version. So it's a little bit more rigid, a little bit more heavier duty. I got that because I figured this is gonna be the only barrel I'm ever gonna have. I don't plan on swapping barrels, so the cold hammer forge tends to last a lot longer. So that's why I went with that. The lower receiver is actually going to be Aero Precision. So I went with Aero Precision because at the time the BCM lowers were out of stock, and Aero Precision makes very great lowers for a pretty good price. All right, and I like that it's forged in one piece, so it has a very nice rigid trigger guard right there. So that's pretty cool. Let's just go tip to butt real quick. So at the very front, we're gonna have a Surefire SOCOM RC2 suppressor. And underneath the suppressor, we're gonna have a Surefire warcomp. So this is a flash suppressor, and it has ported comps as well to mitigate some of that recoil, but really this is a designated can gun, so I keep the suppressor on there pretty much 100% of the time. All right, so moving on to the front, we have a Surefire Scout Pro Mini Light. So this is just a shorter version of the longer version. All right, so this is a more compact setup right here, so I went with a more compact light. I think it accompanies it very well, and the light has a tail end here that has a button on it, so you can actuate the light right here, but that's more of a secondary button. The primary button is over here on this side. This is actually a Unity tactical hot switch. So this button here is what I actually use to actuate the light. And this Unity hot button here is very nice because it's an M-lock compatibility, and I have it right here in the 45-degree slot. So it's kind of canted off to the side, because when I put my thumb on there, it's like a perfect spot for my thumb. And it's just very slim line, very sleek, and it actuates that light really nicely, very robust as well. And for wire management, so the wire is nicely zip tied to the side of the rail, and it goes over the Picatinny section. And I have this cap here. This is a nightstick wire management cap, just a polymer cap that protects that wire on the top. And then the wire is zip tight here and connects into my tail end of my light. All right, underneath we got what you call rail scales. So this is pretty much like panel covers. When the rail gets hot from shooting it all day, this kind of keeps your hand from touching the hot metal. So I love this a lot. Rail scales, this is the dragon texture. I really like it a lot because it reminds me of koi scales. And this rail scales here has a little cutout, pre-made cutout, so that you could attach your hand stop or foregrip, whatever you want. So that's pretty cool. It's all one piece, have a cutout. For the hand stop here, I have a Samson manufacturing stubby hand stop, and this is a grenade texture. Pretty robust, rigid, that's why I got it. Moving on, just a standard BCM sling if you want to run a sling. So that's pretty nice there. Now, moving on to the optic system. Okay, guys, I'm running the eotech EXPS3. This is a red holographic sight. This one's really nice. The reason why I got this model here is because it has a quick detach model, so I could quickly, you know, pull this off if I need to, in case the optic ever fails. Then I could use my backup iron sights here if I ever need to. Let's just talk about the backup iron sights. This is just the standard mbus magpul, and I like these ones. They're kind of old school and they're kind of big, but I like it because they're still robust for some polymer sights, and that button there is really nice. Makes it very easy to actuate and really fast. My eotech is actually sitting on a optic riser, and this right here is actually a Unity tactical optic riser. So all that does is it allows me to present my weapon up and the reticle is already in line with my eye. So before, when I had this just mounted on top of the rail, I remember I would like go like this, and I would either have to bring the gun up higher or kind of dig in my cheek and try to find that reticle. This just feels a lot more natural with that riser. I just present the weapon up and the dot is right there, right in my eye. It's a lot quicker, a lot more practical, and that's kind of what I like. Let's talk about the trigger real quick. The trigger is a geissele 2-stage trigger. The model is the SDE. So that stands for Super Dynamic Enhanced. It is a very crisp and accurate trigger. Let's just take a look at it. So there's going to be a little bit of take up and a very defined wall. And as soon as you hit that wall, nice crack. 2-stage trigger is very nice if you want to shoot further range. That wall and that second stage really makes your shots accurate, because you feel that wall and just kind of rest your finger on that wall and then breathe out and push a little further. You get that crack, and really makes long distance shooting very enjoyable, and it does really good close range as well. So geissele triggers, they're some of the best out there. For my safety selector, I just have a 45-degree safety selector. This is by Radian Talon. I'm sorry, this is a Radian Talon 45-degree safety selector made by Radian, and I like it a lot. 45-degree safety, it just makes it a little bit more easier to manipulate, and that's why I got that. It's also ambidextrous, so it has one on the other side as well. For the charging handle, I went with the geissele airborne charging handle, and I got this one because it has very aggressive texturing and it has a very high lip, and that helps with gas blowback, especially when you're running a can. There's a lot more gas. That high lip prevents the gas kind of getting into my eyes and my face. So I really like the geissele airborne charging handles a lot. Just a standard bolt catch release right there. Just a standard one that I got with the lower receiver. And let's take a look at the grip. This is a BCM Mod 3 pistol grip. So it has a very neutral angle and it feels really comfortable. And BCM makes some really good furniture. Also because I like that BCM has a closed end cap in here. Kind of hard to take off, but has a nice little compartment in there, weatherproof seal. And yeah, I just don't get it why some manufacturers don't have a cap here. They just leave it open. I really like that there's a cap. You can put stuff in there, whatever. It's just nice, you know. Moving on to the rear, we have a Log Tactical folding stock adapter. So you could really break it down into a smaller package, fit it in a backpack, put it in the truck, store away under the bed, in the closet. It just makes it more concealable, more minimal when you're not using it, and that's kind of why I put it on there. Now the inside here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is actually a geissele buffer and spring setup. So it's the geissele Super 42 spring and buffer, and I like it because it has a braided wire, so it really removes that twang, and it lasts, you know, I want to say it lasts longer too than just a standard spring. And I'm using an H2 buffer by geissele because I'm running a can on it, and it's a more shorter barrel. Heavier buffer is gonna favor you in that. So in the back, standard SBA3 tactical pistol brace, and this right here is a Wiseman company split fix. I just got this mainly for aesthetics. And yeah, so yeah, the overall theme of this gun is black and green, OD green, and it looks really nice. And this is just kind of how I liked having it to be set up. And for home defense, this is primarily what it's for, is for home defense. That's why I have a designated can on it, because in the house, you don't want those rounds to go off in the house. It's so loud. Having a suppressor on the end of it really helps reduce the decibels, and it really saves your ears, especially if you have kids or family members. Having a suppressor in the house is just more ideal. And for ammunition, I'm going to be running hollow point ammunition, so probably like Black Hills, Hornady, hollow points is what you really want to do for home defense. You don't want any kind of green tips or ball ammo for home defense because they will over penetrate, and you don't want that. All right, for home defense, you want something that goes into your target and for the most part stays there. Okay, you don't want nothing piercing through your target into the sheetrock to where the kids are at. Okay, so make sure you use hollow points for home defense. All right, guys, let's throw on the suppressor, see how that sounds. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. This is my home defense setup. It is 100% complete. Took around 3 years to really get it down and dialed into how I want it. But this right now is exactly how I want it, and I probably won't be making any more changes on this. It runs perfectly, it runs smoothly, and it really fits the role that I have it for. So anyways, hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.